I mean, I'm also really just bad with names. Usually, if I see a picture of the person, I might be able to recognize them, but I don't think I recognize that name at all, though.
I was just wondering because he lives in Livermore too.
Huh. Oh, cool. Looks like Zach's already setting up.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's all set up.
What was that?
How very efficient of you.
How are you doing, Zach?
I'm tired. I think I slept on my neck wrong last night, so it's been stiff all day.
Oof.
Oh no. We were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, I hope you never get it to the degree I had it, because that was pure hell.
But it's just real stiff and uncomfortable.
You still there, Zach?
Yes, hello?
Oh,
I don't know,
okay.
you're just really quiet.
Yeah.
I'm just tired. Why the fuck does it know all these names?
I'm still working on my portfolio, but I might ask you guys some time to just check it out and see how you guys like it.
Sure.
I'm just trying to work on doing pictures, but if we ever have like some time, or if I come early, I'll just show whoever's here.
Sounds good. I really need to start working on mine.
Man, I mean, I'm lazy, so it's just a little bit at a time for me.
I feel it. Carrie says she's going to be a little late. And I don't know about Adrian.
Have you guys been playing any games recently? I mean, besides this one, obviously.
I haven't started anything. I was thinking about doing a solo, like, let's play-ish sort of thing of a Hat in Time, because I really want to play that again.
That'd be neat. I've just been doing Animal Crossing.
There you go.
I wish I could do that.
You know how to Switch?
No, I mean, I got a PS4 a while back, and we just have so many games that I'm like, it's better to finish those first.
That's fair. What about, have you been playing any games aside from this one?
I've been trying to catch up on Persona 5.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the games that I was really adamant on getting, but I know that once I start it, I'm just going to be sitting on that for like a couple of hours, so I'm hesitant to start it.
So you got the Royal?
No, but I'm so pissed that that exists.
Oh.
God, I mean, it's literally just a tactic to make more money, and it pisses me off so much. It's like it's just basically the same game, except there's more stuff.
There's more stuff, and I heard they fixed a few mechanics, like, you know how when you go in palaces and stuff, you have a limited amount of ammo throughout the entire run of it?
Yeah.
It refreshes every battle, your ammunition, so guns are actually viable to use.
Oh.
So it's like, that should have been in the base game, but like...
I know, yeah, it just gets my blood boiling. I'm like, you could have just done a DLC, and instead of having to buy an entirely new game again. But it's whatever. I don't know. I prefer just to have Joker versus having the new chick.
Oh, what's her name? I know who you're talking about.
Don't know, but I think it's supposed to be she's kind of on the same level. She's supposed to be kind of like the female version of Joker, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I'm mad. I don't want to care about it.
Would one of you mind checking to see whether or not the new panel I put on the Twitch channel works?
The Twitch panel?
Yes, so if you go to my Twitch channel and then you scroll underneath the video feed, there should be a thing that says YouTube channel, and then if you click on the image, it should take you to the YouTube channel. I just want to see if it works. It did work?
Works.
How does it work?
Alright, cool.
There's been, I don't know, there's been like one person that's been commenting on your videos
Yes, it's a bot.
on YouTube. Did you see that?
Yes, it's a bot.
Aw. You want to be friends with the bot?
No, I
Hell
don't.
yeah. I do.
I don't know when Adrian's gonna get here. I guess I'll message him real quick, and if he doesn't respond soon-ish, we can just start with just the three of us, I guess.
Yeah, Carrie said she'd be a little...
Yeah, I heard. I forgot this is where we left off.
Did you want to start?
Well, I said I'd give him a second.
Okay, just tell me when you're ready then.
Yeah, I will. Oh.
So I started watching a playthrough for the new Resident Evil 3, and I hadn't seen anything before it, but like, man, the game's really like pretty.
Yeah.
It looks real good.
Oh, I'm so sad I can't deal with scary games. I agree with you though.
It's not even really that scary, but I get what you mean.
It's like the suspense.
Yeah, I can't. I wouldn't be a good like movie horror partner either. So unfortunately, I just can't handle it.
Same.
But I'm totally interested in like plot and story and stuff when it comes to horror movies.
Oh yeah, I read all about them on like Wikipedia and stuff. So I'm like, man, that's a really cool concept. I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I feel that.
Hello, Adrian.
I'm so tired.
Well, looks like we have two people that are on the same boat.
I was sleeping because I just finished like a 6-hour D&D game.
Oh my god.
That's a
Wow.
lot.
I guess we can check that off the list, Grant.
Woo!
Dang, Adrian, make sure to schedule yourself, dude.
I did, but I forgot that I had this commitment.
Aw.
How did you forget?
I was asleep.
That's fair.
Were you able to at least get some sleep in?
I got like a little bit less than an hour of sleep.
Yeah, you sound a bit groggy. I feel bad.
You good to proceed for the time being, though?
Probably worse Carrie.
She's running late.
Okay.
Alright, I'm Meekins.
Alright. Let's get going.
Okay, let me just... Okay. And the stream's good. Alrighty. What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood?
Oh, I have to be him already. Come on, man. I want to warm up to it. Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir.
Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Alright. Can we just watch
Oh, right,
that
we
video?
got that video. Yes, well,
Probably.
anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room, and some sort of activity did take place.
Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incompetent footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins?
Yes, sir, as you wish, sir. I'm gonna cry, this hurts.
Oh my god.
I'm so unwarmed up.
Do
It's
you
like running
wanna,
a mile after getting
do
out of
you
bed.
want to just take a few minutes to just like sit and talk? So that way you can get warmed up a little bit?
I'll be fine.
Okay.
I was gonna say, you could like start at your normal voice and kind of like fade into it over the session if you want, so it'll be easy.
His face can't clearly be seen in the video. But there's no question that other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have locked it.
What's this about a fingerprint?
Hello, sorry I am late.
Hello, Carrie.
It's all
Hey,
good.
Carrie. Each detective has been given a locker, equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to.
Regan, that would mean the victim at the crime scene would have been Detective Goodman. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination.
I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Thanks, game, for reminding me.
On the very last case.
Hey, Carrie, are you feeling tired too?
No, we've just finished Westworld, and so I was discussing the timeline with my mother.
Oh, okay, good. Because we got 2 people here that are sleep deprived, or just
Uh-oh.
yeah. I just wanted to see if we had a 3rd person, but nothing against them. I feel bad for them.
I mean, I'm always mildly tired.
I host a 6-hour D&D game.
Good lord.
Yeah, I mean he's got a reason for being tired.
Yeah, it started at 3:30 and it ended at like an hour before the stream
9:30.
started.
You took breaks, right, Adrian? You walked around and stuff.
You
Not at
hydrated?
once.
Ugh. God.
Oh boy.
Take
Well,
care of your
I've-
health, Adrian.
I was sleeping, but I forgot I had this. Sir, if you must label people as being seen or not seeing the man's face, I believe it would be classified as the latter.
You didn't see his
Not.
face? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not?
More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you?
Oh yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people and talking with them, you see.
Ooh, me too, dude.
Mood.
I get very nervous.
Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer.
Still, I'm sure it was him. I'd bet my badge on it.
You are, Meekins. You're pleading guilty to murder.
You think they'll still let you be a cop?
Man, how ridiculous would that be to murder someone in cold blood and then get away with it as a police
Wild.
officer? Wow. Anyway, but you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face.
Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Right in the video,
that's my
only
line.
you can verify.
Why is everyone looking at me?
You murderer.
If I had to label your stares as disturbing or blue badger-esque.
Meekins.
Oh god.
Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify.
Your vibes are atrocious, Meekins.
Cool vibes.
Yes, sir.
Don't make me call
Oh
the
my god,
authorities.
there's so much evidence.
Vibe check. Someone clocks Mia Fey upside the head with a clock.
Oh my god.
Oh
we
god,
can
I
just
just hate
watch
how
the
slow
whole
this
video.
is.
Are there not like scrubbing controls for it?
I didn't see any.
You claim the man who brandished a knife at you was Bruce Goodman.
Bruce
Tell us why
Goodman.
you are positive it was him. Versus being negative, because he's a Goodman.
Oh.
It was his evil twin, Bruce
About
Badman.
these lockers, is there no other way to open them?
No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir.
Oh, I was watching the stream back yesterday, like absent-mindedly, obviously, as you could tell by the fact that I made a few clips. But there was a quote by Gumshoe that I guess none of us really caught at the time, where he was like, "Ha ha ha, yeah, we're pretty high tech here. Would you believe that there are some officers here in the building that don't even know we have fingerprint scanners?" And I was like, huh, that's a weird thing to say. And then I thought about it for a second. I was like, oh, I wonder if there's somebody who's so wrapped up in his own, like, acting career that he just ignores all technology. So I wonder if
Are
that's
you
gonna come
talking
into
about
play.
a certain person from Texas?
Yes, the lunch lady.
The lunch
Hey.
lady.
I acknowledge technology as long as it's related to shooting somebody.
Like a revolver or a Winchester.
Or if I can blend it in this flask.
Or
I
freaking
don't like the idea of his flask also being a
Smoothies.
blender. I wonder if these methods... I wonder what kind of methods he's tried.
If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to his registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to.
Exactly my point, sir. And this too.
Is it? How do we know that? How do you know that information?
I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir.
I wish that was in quotations. Oh, never mind.
Zach is literally starting to actually say the dialogue beforehand now.
The workers in the apartment cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed, as do the ghosts of the evidence room. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir.
They also listen to my romantic troubles.
Oh, here comes Meekins again.
Oh yeah. For the
How did they get
record,
here?
We follow Meekins wherever we go.
the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman.
You fucking ghosts are not allowed to leave the evidence room, so fuck off.
Hey, hey, we're always in your pocket dimension, Phoenix.
Fuck!
Oh god.
I verified this information through a more reliable source.
Oh, it looks like
which,
Meekins
Adrian,
is
I
a
wanted
simp,
to
sir.
discuss that with you real quick, because you know how you keep making jokes about how Khan Varma is hiding in, like, the space where nothing is being occupied at the moment?
Yeah.
Is that also part of the pocket dimension, or is that a separate dimension?
I think that's a separate dimension.
Okay, I rely on you to come up with a clever name for that then, eventually.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint.
Sorry. Obviously Grant just got the same email I did. Or the same
Yeah.
text message. However, the most important detail is not shown in the video. The man's face.
Sir, if I may say something, sir.
Can I stop you?
something.
Please do. After all, you're the one being examined.
I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir.
What?
I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir.
That's not.
My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir.
Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie.
That is. Unless the defense can find a problem with it.
Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again.
Is there a problem with the security video? Yes,
Probably.
because that's how this game works. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange.
Strange.
This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman.
What? This video contains such a contradiction.
I mean, there was no body, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth.
Will
I
you
propose-
marry me?
Oh.
Oh,
You can't be going that far ahead, young lady. I propose we have the defense.
I mean, if Wright's not going to do it, then
oh.
My. Point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video.
He would want me to point it out.
Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence.
But Carrie, isn't Edgeworth a tsundere, or not? Is a tsundere? How would he propose to him?
It's not like I'm proposing to you or anything.
It's not like I bought this ring with my own money, Baka.
Baka.
I'll play the casino game tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak of.
I have to point out a problem in the video. This is the first time I've ever had to do that.
You can do it, Mr. Wright. Surely you know what a
Can you
video
have
is.
less detailed hands? I know I said it yesterday, but it's really creeping me out.
Listen, man, every time you notice it, they're just gonna get more detailed.
We come
Until
back,
they're
they
just
have,
JPEG.
we come back, they have proper shading. We come back, they have like texture.
they
Oh, shit.
every you come back and they zoom in every time on them.
Oh god.
It's your
Just
hands
take a
now.
good look and be sure to point out the right thing. You look down and, like, you've switched hands.
Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching that video.
How did this guy ever become a police officer?
Now then, Miss Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not be the Goodman? Right there!
There he is.
Dude, I don't
You play it and Phoenix is like, ah.
God.
I like to think the entire court is like, huh?
So
Was it-
far,
was
would
it
you like some
bad?
tea?
So I played a little bit of Dual Destinies, a 5th game, last night, and I didn't keep playing it. I refunded it because
glove
for some
fell
reason the
out.
save function didn't work,
Yeah.
so I couldn't save on my phone despite buying it for some reason. But that means that within the first 10 minutes, I did immediately see why it was rated M.
Ooh.
It was the violent murder, like we said.
There is, like Grant said, literally in the first 10 minutes, a young girl covered in blood in a flashback.
Flashback.
yeah.
Flashback. Yeah, in a flashback, there's a young girl looking horrified, covered in blood in the first 10 minutes. It's like, oh my god.
Jesus.
Why is the song still playing? I want to say because there's no.
You can fast forward and rewind.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of what the contradiction is. Because I didn't notice it the first time, but when he opened up the thing, the glove fell out. I didn't notice that. And then here, there's no blood anywhere.
You
Guess
can't
it-
see the ground though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I can't really say it, but I don't know.
Can you go? I think there was blood on his jacket or something.
Was there?
Like, rewind?
Oh, I have to hold it.
Like, wait. Okay, so. Wait.
Oh my gosh. You don't
That.
have to-
What?
No,
He's
I don't.
moonwalking. Hell yeah.
What? Yes, Carrie, what? I was waiting for you to give me instructions.
Okay, so keep playing it.
Oh, well, you didn't say that.
It's not here. It should be when he threatens Meekins.
God, my screen is just full of Blue Badger right now.
Okay. Hang on.
Oh,
There.
Wait.
Yeah,
How
that's-
does this
How the fuck did that happen?
prove
Also,
that
that's like
this
a different
was
knife.
Goodman, though, right?
Or is it the... Yeah, I don't really know what the contradiction here is.
Can you go back
Yeah,
to
but
the
that
beginning of
wasn't
the video?
there.
To the beginning of the video?
That is
Yeah.
true.
Oh, they're hugging. Oh, they're not hugging.
So I was wondering, can you hear the ghosts even though it's a video?
No.
It is an evidence room, right?
No.
And they're
Look,
technically
the walker's
omniscient,
already
right?
lit up,
So they're just like, oh, here we
Oh,
are.
shit,
just
yeah, you're
chilling."
super right.
so it's already open.
Oh. Was that it?
Maybe? I don't know. I hope that's it.
The thing that's strange about this video...
Okay,
has
it's not
got-
that apparently.
What? Officer Meekins.
Sir, do you mean me, sir? Oh, there
As I
it is.
understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. What the fuck? Why is the music back?
It's in your head.
Oh god.
When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released.
According to my limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir.
You don't understand much. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. As you see by yet another cycle of the Blue Badger animation.
God.
I don't know. He's kind of growing on me, you guys.
Please don't say
Just look
that.
at those round eyes.
Let me just
staring into your soul.
The first step is that I enchant to your mind.
Yeah, I don't see what they're.
Yes, I also watched the Game Grumps. Oh, we should do that. We should play House Party.
Ooh.
When the victim reaches
Can
for
we-
the door for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind a little earlier. Why?
Did you hear they added the Game Grumps to the house party in a recent patch?
Yeah.
I did hear that. I saw the trailer for it.
The character models look passingly like the Game Grumps.
Here, notice the light?
What's this? It's lit as shit, bro.
It's so fucking lit.
The turtle's lit,
You know who
bro.
else is lit? The Blue Badger in there. He's just vibing.
Oh,
Precisely my point, Your Honor. I don't like the idea of the Blue Badger affecting Carrie on a fourth dimensional means. Carrie is now like evangelizing for the Blue Badger, and Grant, only you can stop her.
Stop
The
it.
locker was
That's
already
enough.
open before the victim grabbed the handle.
I think the Blue Badger's kind of
The Blue
cute.
Badger! I thought I sealed him.
Or what's the meaning of this?
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime.
I object, but the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system.
The locker locks are locked at all times in the locker room.
The what?
Oh, goodness. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered.
So the door wasn't shut all the way.
Yeah.
And the locker is automatically locked.
Well, I know. It must have been broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this.
I literally found out about electricity last week.
That's not likely, Your Honor. You're literally as old as Edison himself.
He only learned about electricity because Gant walked into the room and all the lights lit up.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I was
Oh, what
gonna
the
say, there's definitely no one that controls electricity that could have caused it to short circuit. Especially not me.
Oh,
I was
well,
about to say something about the sensor, but I was immediately cut off, so I apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry.
it just goes to show that novices should keep their mouth shut.
Yes, Judge.
So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes, you're the defendant attorney. Why was the locker locked?
Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator?
Electrical engineer. Huh? Oh, maybe something like jammed the system's sensor?
Oh, that's why the glove fell out, because it was hanging out.
Oh.
So it like prevented the door from closing all the way. Something jammed the sensor. Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video.
Yeah, I thought so too. Now you have to tell me exactly what it is so I can agree with you. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Not to keep talking about it like every time we play this, but in the investigations games, that's one of the things that's the most frustrating is when Edgeworth has to like find a contradiction in someone's testimony or whatever, right? But then all of the other characters are like, yes, I did notice that contradiction. Do you notice it, Edgeworth? And they make you feel like there's a lot of pressure there because all of these like respectable professional characters are like, yeah, I already figured it out. Have you, player? As they look at you. It's like,
Very well. Let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked, Mr. Bright. Please point out the cause for this.
See, there he is again. Really cute. See, I don't see what the big deal is. Look at him. He's so cute. I think you should, like, bring him our overlord. I mean, what?
The voice gets more demonic as he fast forwards, like.
Oh god.
And then, like, when you reverse it,
like, when it reversed, it's like, so like forward, it's like, and it's like, oh my god, that's terrifying. When you play it backwards, it's like, hi, I'm the Blue Badger.
Yeah.
Please watch closely. This is a continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Oh my
oh yeah, I don't see what the issue is. He's so cute.
She must be put down. She's been infected.
I won't let you hurt him.
It is definitely more interesting than not.
I like it though. As soon as he becomes like the Blue Badger comes into view, that's when Carrie starts talking. Not when he's out of view. She forgets about him.
Do you have object permanence, Carrie?
Judge.
Something white fell out of the locker.
Red white.
Oh,
But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out of doors when opened. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my car to...
Are you okay? We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with.
what do you mean?
The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted.
You know, by someone who was in
See,
this
like,
room.
look, he's super cute. I don't like, and his little dance is cool. Anyways, I don't see what the big deal is. Oh, look at him, he's super cute.
This is a good bit. So are you telling me that... Never mind, I'm not gonna
No.
just keep conjecturing all the time. The white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor.
Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times I got stuck in the door when I tried to get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. It's one of those little, like, red plastic cars with the yellow roofs.
But that object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door.
It's a thin plastic glove.
Not
Impossible.
only that,
It's
it
a
would
thin
also have
plastic
to block the
rubber glove.
electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator.
Yes, an insulator. I know that word. But at the crime scene.
There might just have been something that fits the description.
But sir, by insulator, you don't mean...
Yes, a thin layer of blubber.
Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence?
It's an
Blubber.
it's an insulator, and I'm like, this, and it's a bunch of drywall. Or not drywall, fucking, what's the fiberglass insulation?
This'll keep it nice and warm.
You present it, and Gant's like, "Oh, that's my reverse rubber glove. It conducts electricity especially well."
Oh my! So it's just so it's still rubber, but it's made of gold.
It's like metal laced.
It's literally just a rubber glove with like little like microscopic drills, like poles of gold that go all the way through the glove and then contact your skin. So it just forces it like a lightning rod directly into your body.
Alternatively, it's a knight's glove.
It's a gauntlet.
No.
It's a
It's a
gauntlet.
metal armored gauntlet.
That's funny. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove.
But we can't be sure that that was in the victim's locker.
Yes, I can. It says SL9. You fucking goat.
Possible.
Oh. It has a tag that says SL9.
Zach, please.
What? The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker, but that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Wait, is this not
Where'd you
so,
get
Officer
even?
Meekins? I don't know, man.
Sir.
The Blue Badger's taking him over.
Oh, and that's why we have this piece of shit, because the only thing like they're gonna say like, oh well, Goodman went in at 5:14, and I'm gonna be like, no, bitch, he fucking lost his ID.
ID.
He lost his ID, which I have, so I'm the murderer.
I did it. I'll defend myself.
Now that being said, who the fuck like left his ID at the parking lot then?
So are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
Do not be misled, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
What do you mean, Edgeworth?
The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more.
You should shut your fucking mouth, Edgeworth.
Ha 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 ha! The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman.
You're a dumbass.
The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this.
What?
That was a really good
Officer
read.
Meekins, please testify about this.
Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir.
Don't lead the witness, Edgeworth. If you do this, you're in contempt of court.
Kill him.
I literally didn't have to say anything
You
at
mean
all.
that, sir? Oh, of course, sir. Thank you for the telepathic message, sir.
That's still leading the witness, Edgeworth.
I don't know what you're talking about, Phoenix. You don't have any proof.
Is this a joke? This whole fucking system's a joke.
Very well. Begin your testimony.
I refuse.
Har har har.
I shoot Meekins.
Who could have killed Meekins?
Adrian, I rolled to shoot Meekins. What do I roll for?
What's your dexterity modifier and your proficiency bonus?
I am a...
You rolled a 6 out of 20, so I don't think you hit him.
I rolled a 6 out
You
of
fired
20.
and you missed.
I have a dice on my desk drawer at all times. You got a 6.
I insist on activating my ability Indignant Rage, which allows me to keep attacking until I literally can't anymore. No.
You got a 10. 10. It's 19. I think that hits him.
Yes! Thank God.
Little did you know Meekins dodges every attack, though.
Unfortunately, Meekins, being the skin puppet that he is mostly vacant space.
Correct.
It just goes right through him.
There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To use the evidence room, one must use their ID card.
I should just stop talking.
An ID card is used as a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective used his card. You like my big underbite?
An ID card record, I see.
I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor.
So don't I, bitch.
The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim.
Just before the crime. Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room?
This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases.
Like the slime case.
Extremely violent cases involving police staff.
Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end.
No, it doesn't. I can see that it doesn't. You fucking liar.
It just puffs up.
Oh, me too. Although it doesn't make much of a difference. It's pretty funny.
There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon.
Right. Right. Now let's move on to the cross-examination.
Mystery Man 2.
Alright. Is that card hanging from your neck one of the ID cards?
Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir, made of genuine Kermit plastic. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it.
Man, I don't like how Kermits are just Soylent Green, literally. Because, like, Kermit burgers, and then, like, they're vegan as well, and then you can just make Kermit plastic from them. What is felt made out of?
Like in real life?
Yes. Is there another thing?
Oh, I thought like in this universe.
Oh, no, I meant in real life.
What are the Kermits made?
Because I don't know what felt's made of. Is it just, like, cloth?
It's made of
pretty
natural
sure it's like
fibers
wool,
such as wool,
yeah.
animal fur, or synthetic fibers.
Then why is it different? Why isn't it just fabric?
Has to
It's
do with the
made specifically by
process.
matting them together.
You have to like
Matt.
stab it a bunch of times.
Yeah, you have to mat it, condense it, and press fibers together.
Oh, that sounds very arduous.
It is, sir.
Anything for
It is,
fashion, as
sir.
they say.
I can't tell you how long it took me to make the Kermits by hand
Oh my god.
before they genetically mutated to meotically, like, reproduce. But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that?
Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my little plastic Playmobil car? Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck.
It was Playmobil.
was
I was
calling
gonna say
myself so
Fisher
many
Price
times.
earlier. Maybe I should
Fisher
just leave
Price.
this alone.
At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this.
Please proceed with your testimony.
Like, I'm not gonna do this yet, right? Because I don't want to lose health necessarily. But I want to just hold up Goodman's ID and be like, look how easy it is to steal a policeman's ID. You know what I mean?
It.
Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you instead.
Yes, sir. He didn't show me an ID card unless it was a knife-shaped ID card.
Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do is show it to you. Oh, because the face on the card wouldn't match his real face. His face. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. There might have been a reason to, like, paint it or maybe sculpt the knife, but definitely not draw a knife.
Maybe he just panicked. Maybe the only tool he had was a pencil or pen.
Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out.
Mr. Wright, what do you think?
I think your
Sorry,
hands
I'm
are
watering
weird.
one of my plants.
Right now? At
Yeah.
11 p.m.?
She's
He
so
is-
productive, Carrie.
He's dying.
You're watering one of your plants at 11 p.m. in this stream in your house.
What?
Entirely within your living space, I assume.
Yeah, my bedroom.
May I see it?
No. He's not in good shape.
Well, Carrie, you raise an odd plant, we'll say. You make a good Emma.
With this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this.
Yeah, I think this guy's done for.
You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show him what we got.
Dude, I don't fucking... What?
When I say he's done for, I'm talking about my plant, not Meekins.
I mean, you said earlier it's the fact that he was missing his ID and he was filling out the missing thing at the time, right?
So can I just present this?
Because
it doesn't, because like the reason I'm not like jumping at the bit to like present this is because it doesn't say that, like it doesn't say that the item that he lost was his ID.
I
So
mean,
that's why I'm a little hesitant.
maybe his ID card either.
Dude, I fucking love how he just got the second number wrong immediately. That's so funny.
You got the first number wrong too.
No, he put 5, didn't he?
Yeah, 5-9.
Yeah, so it's the second number he got wrong.
Oh, Bruce.
Yeah,
I thought you talking about the judge.
So which by the way, I was thinking about it last night because this is 7 7s, right? I'm like, this has to be Jake Goodman, right?
Jake Goodman? Who's that?
Jake Good. Oh, the
man.
fusion. No, sorry, Jake Marshall. Just because it fits so well with like the Wild West thing, just like, you know, Lucky 7.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
And also, it's 420.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Well, who's higher than a kite in this case?
Probably
Literally anyone.
All of them.
What if I were to tell you it's literally Carrie?
You must use an ID card. When an ID card uses a record of it at the time of the crime, detective will use this card. I want to present this.
My badge.
I'm not presenting my badge. I'm going to present this.
Sure.
The Nutella.
Oh, music cut out. I'm a genius.
Let's go.
Wait just a moment.
I'm not good at waiting, sir.
Fuck you, wait. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene.
Guilty.
That
Public
makes
service,
sense.
$3,000 fee.
When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene, the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
The lost item report. Only have completed.
But it shows that that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report.
Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right?
I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Alright, prove it! And I'm like, alright, he didn't know his ID number.
Water. So now, what does this all mean?
It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require that much thought.
Thank God.
Oh, it's me, sorry. The man Officer Meekin encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man that stole his ID card. Oh God, Meekins, you gotta fix your spine, dude.
Order. Does the prosecution have a response?
I have only one thing to say to the defense.
Will you marry me?
Oh my goodness. Bravo, Mr. Wright.
Alright, I win. Bravo.
Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are 2 grounds to support this.
There's only one ground.
Excuse you, Carrie, what if you're on a multi-floor building, each floor has its own ground?
He was in the underground.
That's a different ground as well, Carrie.
First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked.
Also, what if you wanted to reduce things to a fine powder using a mortar and pestle?
That would
That's
also...
ground.
What if you wanted to help alleviate certain electrical currents? You would ground something.
Das ground. So
What
in
if there was
conclusion,
a
Your
little
Honor,
child that
In
was in trouble?
conclusion,
and he
Your
wanted-
Honor, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
What if there's a
Good.
child you want to punish for being naughty?
You
Das
ground
ground,
them.
baby.
Oh, well, I very much appreciate you skipping over my line. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright?
My bad.
Yes? What's he up to? Ignoring Saba.
That being the case, do you want me to stop, Mr. Wright? Do you want me to take as much time as I possibly can and just continue talking to you in this voice? I will do it for as long as I can. Did I mention tea to you one more time?
No! I will
bring up
mute
the
you.
tea.
I will mute you. Read your lines.
In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder.
Oh.
I hope everyone else
Shit.
realized what it was about.
That is, well, I guess that's right.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Did you not hear what I said? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger
What
around.
about you?
Like this.
How big my finger is.
This isn't gonna end well.
Tisk, tisk. Well, well. It seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove.
That I'm in love with you.
Explain yourself, Mr. Angel.
The defense has already done the explaining for me.
What?
Oh, hey, it's my
This is what
buddy.
happens when you skip over my lines. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime.
Whoa.
So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office, the murder being Miss Lana Sky, the defendant.
This is a big sentence.
The evidence is compelling.
This doesn't include. This is.
A trustworthy witness. Observe the moment the defendant used the murder weapon.
Okay.
What the fuck are you talking? She lied 4 times.
Just keep on going.
God, I hate this game sometimes. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning.
It's a trap.
Like a damn fiddle.
Trap.
The activity in the evidence will still leave many questions unanswered.
First, who am I?
Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered?
Was it
And
me?
where did this person disappear to?
Was I in the evidence room that day?
This trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman.
Oh yeah, so Grant, I don't know how familiar you are with Ground Zeroes. I know that you're a big fan of Metal Gear Solid 5, but are you familiar with Ground Zeroes?
Yeah, I played through it a couple
Do
times.
you remember the shit with Paz in the helicopter?
Yeah.
I did not get where. I didn't understand why the second bomb was so
Oh
like
my God.
significant.
Yeah.
Because I was watching, because I was trying to watch a video of like why, like it was a dude trying to explain why he doesn't like Metal Gear Solid 5, and I was like, okay. And then he was like, and then like there was a part of the video where he was like, yeah, writing like this just seems so offhand and weird, and I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, apparently they just shoved a brick of C4 up her vagina, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
I didn't get that at all. I thought they just put a second bomb in her stomach.
And then the whole beginning of like it's a prison camp, and it's like, oh god, because like Paz from Peace Walker,
Right.
The juxtaposition of that to Paz in Ground Zeroes and MGS5.
I never actually hung out with her that much in MGS5. I remember that
did,
she was on like the. I remember she was on like the hospital platform, and that if you rolled into her, she would like lean against the wall.
Yeah.
Yes, Saba, you have a fucking problem?
What? I yawned. I can't yawn now?
You're not allowed to breathe, motherfucker.
Oh, I'm not allowed to sneeze now, am I too?
I said breathe, but yes.
I was referencing something. It's okay if you don't get it.
Okay.
Oh, I got it.
I like you a lot, Carrie. Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lana. Nice
I do?
going, Ron.
I mean, I'm gonna object, obviously. Just a moment.
What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven.
Of course not. But I almost walked right into a prosecution's trap.
What are you talking about?
This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The
Oh,
security
hey, it's
video
my...
did not show
Wow,
the
it's my
actual
best
murder.
friend.
God damn it.
You said you
Okay.
liked this bit.
I did. And now
He's
I
never
don't.
gonna leave now.
It's like, oh my god, there he is! Wow, he's so cool.
Wait, I
He
don't
sounds
understand,
like somebody that I
I don't understand
would-
how the door works to the...
That's totally someone I would take orders from for now. Anyway, what are we talking about?
I don't understand how the door to the evidence room works. Because if Goodman scanned his card, couldn't fucking Meekins just walk in behind him?
Yeah.
Unless he closed the door after.
However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter.
Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
if this court were to examine this evidence further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated.
Edgeworth, this is sloppy.
Ooh.
We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident.
This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand.
Ooh.
Angel Star!
Time to call a certain Texas Ranger and his stand.
Mr. Wright, do you
Whole
mean...
horse, come to the stand! Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness.
Oh, whom do you have in mind?
Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room.
Santa
The
Claus?
prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply.
I'm sorry, I don't get to hear what the witnesses are before I agree to them, so no.
I work for the government, okay? You don't get those rights.
You're
Very
a little
well,
bitch, so fuck off.
The person whom you would have testify. What is his or her name?
Damon Gant!
Oh,
Bruce Goodman.
Oh! Dude, that's definitely an achievement now that you mention it. Because I'm assuming I mentioned this on stream before, but one of the achievements is in case 1 when the judge asks you who is the person who was murdered in this case.
And
oh.
And if you say fucking Mia Fey, the judge is like, no, you should go back to school, and then you get a game over. It's really good. Officer Jake Marshall.
Why him?
Because I fucking said so. I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say.
The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony.
Okay, why didn't we do this originally then?
Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare.
Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time?
We will, Your Honor.
Court is now in recess.
Do you think that there was like a really dorky like either lawyer or person who was like really into law who called his penis the subpoena?
Going on
I'm
that,
sure.
Gosh.
I'd like to mention that at the beginning of Ace Attorney 5, some of my favorite names showed up. So the first case is a courtroom blew up and someone got killed, and
The courtroom blew up?
courtroom blew up. There was a bomb. And they do the thing where they show you the guy who clearly did it. His name is Ted Donate. And then the victim's name is
Whoa, isn't this major spoiler?
This is the first case, and they show you both the victim and the murderer in the first scene, just like they do in the first game, okay? This is not spoilers.
Okay, but yes. So Ted Dinate, right?
He's like a bomb defusal cop, and the fucking victim's name is Candace Arm.
I like that. Those are that's my favorite type of naming convention.
It's so much better than fucking Egg Benedict.
There's no
It's
stopping you.
a spin-off game.
Huh? What do you mean?
You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out.
We were lovers.
I haven't figured anything out.
Lana, I don't know what your name is. You're the one who knows everything.
I mean, it's Lana. This isn't Ema. It's Emma.
You say Lana.
Are you sure about that?
That's a good point. Maybe it is Ema.
Yeah.
Now that I look at it.
Maybe,
And maybe it's Lena.
And maybe I'm
With-
Phoniques.
Emma.
Yeah, I'll say. You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you.
I don't recall ever asking for his protection.
I'm pretty
God
sure
damn
you
it.
did.
How can you be so cold?
Probably because I'm an ice demon.
Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
No, I don't.
She's not talking to you.
He's not talking to you.
Oh, but I'm interrupting anything, pals. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe! What is it?
You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, detective. You better be, pal. Hey, I didn't see
Peter.
it. Hey, Peter. I didn't
Hey,
see it.
Peter.
You crossed your sky. That's okay.
When he gets stressed, he just starts calling people Peter.
Peter. So, have you brought what I asked? Oh, Peter. You mean this right?
What is such a huge stack of files?
My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request.
My name? How are you allowed to make requests? You're, like, in jail.
Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the slime incident files? Only them I knew. Talk about crazy.
Yeah, about to say, that'd be insane if a lawyer actually, did their job. Because apparently Phoenix has the ability to just do this.
But he never does.
I mean, he had to go... Didn't he have to go through Edgeworth first?
But Lana, that's...
I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here. You might do well to read them.
Dude, there's a lot.
I can't believe you. The chief prosecutor were a witness in that case.
Miss Sky was a witness?
Imagine if it was actually like a 180-page document.
Dude, I'd die. Dude, Joe Dark.
Take it from me. You don't want anything to do
That's
with
what it
serial
said,
murder.
dude. It said Joe
Is
Dark.
Wait, is he a profile you have now?
Not yet, but let's read this real quick. Oh, there's
4 pages.
Serial murder sentenced to death. Victims: Edward Jones, Kirby,
Bank.
Jeb Bate, Neil Marshall.
Oh.
Neil Marshall, you say? Witness Lana Sky and Emma. Emma! You son of a bitch! Executive investigators Damon Gant and Lana Sky. Head investigator was Bruce Goodman, and then investigators were Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. What about the fucking 4th person that was in that picture? Alright,
Who knows?
cool. I'm assuming that Neil Marshall was the thing that we're supposed to be, like, keying in on. Yeah.
Oh, boy, now that I brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me.
Emma, but why? Why is your name in here?
What? My name's in there? I don't know.
Oh, she would have been fucking 1 year old. No, sorry. 2 years ago, not 15.
1 year old.
Sorry, she would have been fucking 14.
Unless.
No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident, is it that?
That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. Stupid name.
The Joe Dark. No, Lana.
Darkade.
That's over with. No.
Emma, wait!
You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere that's not here. Sorry, pal, but I gotta here.
Wow. You think Joe Dark's catchphrase is also "I'm not evil"?
Well, I mean, we're assuming at the moment that Joe Dark was framed, right? Maybe.
I guess.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't just be a coincidence.
No, you just might be able to figure it out.
Bitch, just tell me!
Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck.
Better take a good look at this file.
To be continued.
Alright, it's over.
To Biko. Man, I got really sad that because I paid $20 to get Dual Destiny as my phone, but the official app, the save just straight up doesn't work anymore. So I had to refund it.
That's not good.
I'm about to say, that seems nuts. You can't emulate it? I mean, on your phone, I guess, maybe, but...
Apparently there was a thing where Google Play saves got fucked up during May and they haven't fixed it yet.
Oh. That's
Yeah.
Give me 1 quick second.
No.
Okay. no, not like you can make me go any faster. All you can do is yell at me, call me a baby.
Why did you assume that's what I would call you?
Because I was making a reference to a Game Grumps bit.
For the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
Also, didn't Von Karma call Phoenix baby?
Stupid baby.
Call me baby.
Con Varma, shut the fuck up.
Also,
Allow me to call the next witness to the stand.
Dude, because I know that Von Karma is disguising himself as Con Varma, so that way he can escape the law. I love the idea of Phoenix being able to immediately recognize him through, like, the Groucho Marx glasses, but because this universe is fucking ridiculous, he can't do anything about it. Like, he can't report him. Like, he tries to get, like, he, like, goes to a guard, and he's like, that's Von Karma right there, and the guy's like, no, that's Con Varma. Get out of here.
He's my best friend.
My best friend of 1,000 years.
The twist is secretly that Con Varma genuinely is a completely different, unrelated person.
Oh god.
Oh no, then you're just accusing an innocent man.
He just drives Phoenix insane because he literally exactly like Von Karma.
The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation, and please tell me what you're drinking.
I'm drinking steak.
Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, on the trails of civilization, drinking a steak.
Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it.
Oh, I know. We are patrolmen.
As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind call it out.
Jake, I'm gonna punch you in the chin.
You're gonna try.
To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. God dang it, I didn't get another one.
Howling wind? Another what?
Another person to tell me their name. I had to say it this time.
I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. That's funny.
Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct?
According to the papers, partner.
What do you mean?
The Desperado's soul is as boundless as desert sands. No paper can sum it up.
Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English.
Jesus. Man, Jake's voice
Sorry.
is so much easier to do than fucking Deacons.
What makes you say that?
My job was to keep the way out in that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, they were checked by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street side saloon at the time it went down.
What?
I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail for more steak juice, which is juice made of steaks.
I can't say I particularly care for your attitude or your steak.
I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't hear me complaining.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems?
I mean, security cameras and an ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those.
Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence lockers?
Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those?
He's not being very helpful.
He's not that good with machines. Or with following orders, apparently.
Everyone's got their weaknesses out, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? Garlic, crosses, holy water,
I'm
not
really
being invited.
My
surprised
goodness, how
that
did you
he
know?
didn't say prospector.
Phoenix writes eyes.
Phoenix
Ooh.
writes eyes and heart.
This one seems like trouble. Okay, Miss Wright, he's all yours. To have and to hold.
Sorry, partner, I'm only into steak.
He's gonna marry the steak.
Hey, Phoenix, you want some liquefied steak juice?
No. What were you doing in a place like that?
I was eating spaghetti, mashed up and liquefied in the flask. Not even Angel steak lunch can beat that Polaris Vongola sip pasta.
Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles?
Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. Some of them eat taco smoothies.
That's not what I meant. I hope this at least taught you a...
That's strange. Is usually where Edgeworth says, Did you not want to raise this year?
You want some spaghetti juice, Phoenix?
Out of ammo, Officer Marshall?
That's right, partner. Or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you'd better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back into the sunset. I'm a cowboy. And on a
One
steel
thing
horse I
certain.
ride.
I'm wanted. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything.
Texas don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that.
Not even stay-at-home orders.
Oh.
Apparently your superiors don't know that. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I'll do my best to keep cool. Before I use it though, I had better up the ante. Up the ante with what?
Do you have a trump card for him?
Well, cause it's to, like, cause he just said, like, the last thing that he said in his testimony was, like, you can't pin me to this, like, I have nothing to do with this crime, despite the fact that he literally does, because he was supposed to be working the evidence thing.
Well,
But-
I mean, what's the evidence you have against him?
It would be this, or, wait, no, this, right, cause this
Oh,
said,
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
cause this was his handprint, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it was this, and then later when he's like, oh, well, why would I be involved, we can say this because his brother was murdered or whatever.
Right, but yeah, I think the fingerprints, because that's related to this case specifically, and more intuitively, I guess.
Yeah. That seems like something a video game designer would do. Got it. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd that that is, you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime.
And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner.
It's quite simple. Sorry, I'm scratching my eye. There we go. You left a very large trail behind at the crime scene.
Ah,
or to
the
be
slime
exact,
trail.
A handprint.
Oh no.
Listen real good here. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. No one tracks my slime trail. I pay my respects, that is. Makes rounds about once a month. The gorks eat my slime usually. Doesn't leave a trail. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there.
I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood.
Don't make me sick my gorks on you.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? What's our grok?
If you watch one of our streams back at 1.5 times the speed, how long would that be?
Well, usually 2
math.
hours, right?
Because it's not
Hour and a
200% speed, because 200% speed would be an hour, right? Because it would
Hour
cut
and
it
a
in
half.
half.
Yeah.
So like about an hour and a half.
Yeah, around there. No bloodstained fingerprints were at the crime scene.
The blood was wiped away. However, the luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall?
It seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head and a shoulders.
I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall.
About the bloodstained fingerprints?
About the blood-stained fingerprints. No
Oh,
one said
sorry.
anything
It's
else.
very
No,
confusing.
It's perfectly fine.
I'm sorry.
Very
That's my
well.
bad.
You may begin your testimony about your fingerprints.
Adrian, how fucking could you?
I
I
apologize.
thought you were professional!
I thought I was too. I'm ashamed.
I mean, what's really annoying is that half those lines could honestly be said by anyone and it would still make sense.
It's
Found out
almost
the
like the
fingerprint.
dialogue is 90% inane bullshit.
Yeah.
As a writer, you have no idea how much it pains me.
Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be found in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See? I had nothing to do with it.
What?
The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt.
Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner.
It would be fun without gout, though. The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Do you want my gorks to give you some gout, Judge?
This
Perhaps
guy's
later.
hiding something, I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it.
Not hiding anything or any gorks. My gorks are open
Why
for all
is
to
he
see.
just a fucking Grork rancher?
Gork wrangler.
Grork wrangler.
Well, see, it's legal to own cows in the country, but it's not legal to own gorks.
Oh my god.
So then, what about the bloody handprint?
Wasn't mine. There's no mystery.
Please explain.
My locker is covered with my handprints. Just so happened.
The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1.
On the contrary, one would argue just the opposite. Chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1.
No, that's very much not true.
Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no order from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why?
Do I have something to disprove this?
That they're completely unrelated.
That they are related.
So wait, was Meekins wearing gloves?
No, the
Goodman.
guy who was in the video was wearing gloves.
Or, yeah, not Goodman. Badman was.
Badman.
Badman.
Ooh.
Badman.
What the fuck? Give me a quick second. I want to confirm that he was wearing gloves.
Oh, look at this guy. He looks so cute. Who would want to go
God
there?
damn it. Oh, I can't
I'm
tell if he's
substituting.
fucking wearing gloves.
Oh my gosh, look at what a face. I can't believe this guy is so cute. I would totally follow him anywhere.
We have to put Saba down as well.
Hey, like I said, I'm only substituting for the person who's not saying it.
Oh, that is true. Where is Carrie?
Carrie said she had to dip out for a sec.
Oh, did she? Okay, I didn't. Alright. Man, I don't fucking know. Unrelated.
They're as different as night and day. Kind of like cereal and cereal. This doesn't make sense spoken out loud.
He said the same word.
One's got to do with breakfast, while the other is type of murderer.
Right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different.
I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. I mean, is that a clue that I should be presenting the thing?
Serial killers?
I mean, press the
Can
last
you
one, I
present
guess.
an ad hominem?
Well, it feels like a really awkward clue that I should present the fucking case file for the serial killings, is what I'm saying.
I don't see how any of his statements are connected to that. I mean, I know
What
the
does
case is
breakfast have
obviously,
anything to
but
do with this?
I don't know, man. How do you know that?
I may be a loner, but I still do my job. Keep up on the reports.
There was a blood stain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer.
Why are you reading so slow? That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint.
Oh yeah, I think we tried that too.
Start with me. The murderer, wearing gloves, happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint.
What a coincidence.
That's the only logical conclusion.
Can't let him squirm out of this one. Excuse me. We gotta find something. Something decisive. Something to tie Officer Marshall to this crime.
Like this rope.
Like, I want to say it's the serial killings.
But how would that tie him to it?
Because his brother was murdered.
Well, I mean, that
That would
doesn't
tie to
relate to
that
any of
crime.
his statements right now, though. I can see the connection is just not relevant right now with these statements, I don't think.
Then what? Well, okay. You are definitely correct. I'm definitely probably a little bit too far ahead. But what the fuck do I present then? Because it's like, I want to... Oh, shit, wrong one. I want to say, like, fucking this, I guess. I don't know. Like, because I'm pretty sure that the 420 is him.
You press everything?
420.
The first few statements seemed really innocuous.
Maybe you just start with the first one, I guess.
That's because you, how did you put it, pay your respects once a month?
Yeah, that's right. That, and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine.
What? What do you mean?
I mean what I said.
And I said what I mean.
And I mean what I average. And I said what I spoke. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams.
I see.
It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker.
Carrie, what are you doing?
Huh?
Nothing to worry about it.
Apparently, his
Alright.
fingerprint data has never been removed from the locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Oh. It's updated.
What updated about it?
I don't know, it said that it... Because before it just said that there were fingerprints found. It said Marshall's fingerprints were found, but it didn't say that they were found on his locker.
Okay. Are you starting to get the picture, partner?
The picture?
I drew a picture of a Grork and a horse. The seal of blood. The desert. It's just food for the buzzards and the Grorks. There's only one reality, and that's this.
The security tape.
So long as my trail is in there, you can't say otherwise. I'm waiting for one of these times for it to just lag on his, like, drinking until you press the button.
This isn't getting us any.
No, because it's his, because that's his animation. Because like other people have like a mouth flap animation of when they're talking. That's his.
Right.
Is drinking.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just waiting for it to just like randomly do that at one point.
Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall.
Okay, so that updated that.
Oh. What do you mean by that?
You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner?
Yes.
If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have.
Yes.
How blunt of you, Phoenix.
But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots.
Blind spots?
Places you can't see.
What?
You know, like you with your cataracts.
I can't see anything since
Oh, hey, it's
7.
my best friend.
The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position,
Oh
they
my
could
god,
leave
there
the
he
room
is!
without being caught on tape.
We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright.
Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now.
Oh, fucking, I don't know. What the fuck would
that...
indicate that he... Clearly, there's something, because that's how this game works, right? But what the fuck is it?
I mean, once in a blue moon they trick you with like that, and you're not supposed to spread that something. But I mean, usually, yeah.
Usually there is, but I mean, like, what the fuck would indicate that it's him? I mean, is it something in the video, or is it the fucking...
There has to be something in the video, right?
Yeah, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense.
Let's see. So, the glove falls out, light's still on that side, and then Meekin shows up. That's me. Then they scuffle.
Look at me!
How do you do? Yeah, Mr. They scuffle. Meekins uses
He's got
his
a weird knife, man.
Has a samurai slap.
Ooh, it's him.
Goes over here for a long time.
Cuts back and it's just,
Wow, it's the being that I would take orders from.
Meekin's subconscious. Is there anything different now?
Oh! He didn't walk back!
Only vanished. Hey, the clot's there now.
Interesting.
Wait, the what?
Oh! That's a good point.
The cloth is only there at the very end of the video, but it's not at the beginning.
Okay, so there you go. So that's the contradiction. Because he's familiar with how the video camera works, there's an attack. He then, while the camera is moving this way, gets, like, moves towards it, goes underneath it, and then puts his stuff in his locker. So yeah, there is. So there is.
I didn't know. I had to look at the very end of the video where it just immediately, it's there and then it vanishes, and I was like, oh, okay.
Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall.
Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake.
Fuck off, Edgeworth.
I say what I want.
Let's have another look at the
I
video.
want what I say.
Show us the...
And I mean what I want.
Oh,
Fast
okay.
forward!
It's him! Oh my god!
Them?
Okay.
Oh, I guess
Them! There's more.
Oh, got you.
Anyways.
Because it's not there.
Oh,
And then at the very end.
And look, you could pause and then fast forward to go frame by frame.
Right there.
That's very astute. I absolutely would not have caught that.
It's because I was trying to pay attention to what was different on both sides.
Bringing your attention back to the security camera, it's a mistake I'm afraid you'll not soon forget, because that's how you actually say that, Officer Marshall.
The days are short in Texas, and so are tempers.
You're from fucking SoCal.
Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less?
Guilty.
I want to
Very
put in
well.
my next tweet.
You can clearly be seen in this video.
Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner.
Would that be
I'm gonna
10?
put that in my next tweet.
The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out.
Judge.
That was the witness. What? Oh, it's
That
the judge.
witnesses, I believe.
Apparently, although again, like you said, Phoenix could easily be saying this.
Totally thought it was Phoenix.
Like, why? The judge is usually so fucking inept. I didn't expect him to be like, oh, yes, I see what you mean.
He's talked a lot in this case.
He has. He's been more vocal. Good for him.
He
Good
got
for
all
him.
riled up when the sexy lady came in, and now he's just winding down from that.
He got his blood pumping in
He's
general.
Oh.
Did he already?
Anyway.
That white locker with white cloth sticking out, that's what the witness, I believe.
Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. You know, watch it.
It's gonna take forever.
I'm gonna be so happy when this case is over, so we don't have to be in this fucking evidence room anymore.
Oh yeah.
Bam.
Oh, the white cloth, it's gone. What's the-
Abracadabra.
Officer Marshall.
When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime.
It had to be him because the light wasn't on before he went in.
Correct. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away.
Order, order. It would seem that the only...
Hold your horses. Whole horse. Sorry, partner, but you
Oh.
got the wrong man.
That's your locker.
So what if my locker was opened? Lone Star Finger. That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it.
It
Watch
does!
out!
The murderer needed to hide something, so it opened the locker and stuck it in.
Marshall!
Fingerprint.
Marshall!
But he doesn't know about the fingerprints, right? He said that
But
in the
we
beginning.
told him this already. And I know he's like, oh, I'm not good with machines, but like we literally told him that this is something he should be concerned with.
It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Listen, I spend 90% of my brain material focusing on Grorks. The other 10% is liquid steak.
Oh god. Like I like how he's making this argument and everyone else is like, wow, you're an idiot.
Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man?
Because you totally are.
This
I'll
guy
turn
is
the lights
just
off.
playing dumb.
I want
He
you.
really doesn't know. Hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker.
Oh yeah? I call your bluff. I got junk. I got ace
I
high.
had to
What do you
prove it
got?
to him?
when everyone's else like, really?
Yeah, didn't you know this is the way the court works?
A fingerprint sensor. I got this twig. I'm
I'm
hungry
about
and
to say, what
desperate.
the
I'm out of
fuck is
liquid
that in his
steak.
hand?
I had a liquid steak. I had a twig.
It's beef jerky. We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives it belong to.
What kind of crazy talk is this? A
Yeah, I know.
fingerprint?
Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. Ah!
In case the law starts battle. Oh wait, yeah, flashback. Blah 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 blah. Yeah.
So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Oh, it is jerky.
Kung Fu Panda is my favorite movie. I got only one word for you, partner. No!
That was awesome.
That was a great animation. I only got one word for you, partner. That's already over 8, you fuck.
Order, 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 witness, explain yourself.
If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I got a better one.
What's your better joke?
Why'd the chicken cross the road?
Why?
Why?
To get to the other side.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a classic.
I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime.
This is why he has to liquefy everything. You can't bite
My
into
teeth
anything.
don't work so good anymore. I hate eating solid objects.
His biting power is not what it used to be.
I'm just gonna wait for
Someone
Adrian to
help
tap
him.
out. I wanna see how far he can go.
Go even further beyond.
Adrian's tricked me and he's actually recorded his voice and now he's just playing it on loop.
Almost. Phoenix, can you help me out here? Got some scissors.
Oh,
What the fuck is he? Ole! That's a different
Ole.
thing. Is he now a bullfighter? Yeah, exactly.
Haha.
That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest from here.
We can.
Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet, Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall.
If that's so, then where was the witness?
It seems Mr. Wright has an answer.
That's right. The only possible conclusion. What am I trying to prove?
Well then, let's hear it. What are you trying to prove?
Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime?
I honestly hated this.
He
Here?
was the killer, right? Yeah.
Well, no, the killer is theoretically Meekins.
Was he?
He's the one that they suspect is the killer. So
Oh.
it would be Marshall.
So these.
Because Marshall was
So
disguised.
you're telling me that despite the fact that we know... Okay, so he's this, because he's the one who opened up the locker.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really confusing.
Yeah, I hated this. I was incorrect multiple times here.
There's only two options.
Still.
Officer Marshall was standing right here.
I thought he clipped out of bounds.
There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman.
It wasn't.
If you look at
It
this
wasn't
picture
Detective
right
Goodman,
here,
Judge.
if you look at this picture right here, Meekins is standing where that V is.
Correct, unless
Everything's a lie.
Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman.
But that's preposterous! Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the scene of the crime. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know it for sure.
May I point out that Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman? He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it?
Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it.
Huh?
As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on this ID card.
He's a ghost in this picture.
Oh,
Oh, I get it.
he's the
yeah, he's
vampire
one of
in this
us.
picture. If he showed that, his cover would be below. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall?
I really hate using my teeth. You've got quiet imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial
No,
evidence.
it's not. Circumstantial evidence. He's still denying it. This feels exactly like Ace Attorney investigations.
You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective.
You're
Which
not
I
a
am
detective,
not.
you're a patrolman.
Unless you have hard evidence that I dressed up as the victim.
As Phoenix walks over, just snaps him in half.
Yep, that's pretty hard.
Can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition.
I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. I
already
said that
said
already.
that.
Go back.
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as this victim?
Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that.
I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat.
But we know it has to be him because the fucking thing opened. Right?
Is that the evidence that we need then?
Like, because it literally can't be anybody else. Because we can see Meekins in the video, clearly. We know it's not Marshall. And then the only other person that was in the room opened up fucking Marshall's locker. It has to be him. This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do?
It looks like you lack experience has finally been exposed.
You lack.
Ha ha ha. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out.
Bitch, I'm fucking 4
Just
foot
shut
right
up and
now.
listen. When you run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics.
The basics?
I'll pass on you something someone told me. Bite their neck when they're not looking.
For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me.
Phoenix, try thinking outside the box.
That's
and then trap
the
enemy
basics?
inside the box.
That's Phoenix's basics, is thinking outside the box.
It
And
makes
Grant,
sense
I'm going to
considering-
ignore whatever joke you tried to make because I think it was uncouth.
Fair enough.
I'm not entirely sure what it was, though. I heard you say whisper box, though.
Okay.
I mean, it makes sense when you consider his primary operandus modi is bluff.
That is true. Shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise.
What do you think this lock, or why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What, who, how, where, why, when?
What
You said head,
Tell me all of that.
said head
Including
twice.
a chicken. Yes, I needed a chicken as well. There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open this locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it has been...
Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
According to the defense's argument.
Wait, I wanna bring up a question real quick. So, fucking Marshall's plan was to go into the evidence room disguised as Goodman in clothes alone, right? He didn't know that fucking the Blue Badger's sign would be in there and that it would perfectly cover his face.
He also didn't expect Meekins to show up either.
No, right. Well, because the Meekins thing is what the game is throwing at us as like that really put a wrench into his plan. But what the fuck was his plan anyway? If someone went to go watch this video later and was like, "Wow, that's really weird." Marshall at the time, well, I guess there wouldn't have been a crime if Meekins wasn't in there. But like, man, that's really weird that Marshall was wearing Goodman's fucking clothes, man. I don't know. It just seems.
I mean,
nuts.
I guess if he had his hair done properly, he would have had his back to the camera, probably.
Officer
Yeah, I
Jake
guess
Marshall
that's true.
dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason.
Well, it was obviously to stow away evidence that he like removed.
The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that.
I love how cloth is the one that's like in quotations.
He opened it in order to put the cloth inside.
I don't believe it's cloth.
So just what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Perhaps
Which is
the
not
video
clear.
is the key to all of our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot.
You better make it count. Better kill me in one shot.
Very well. Let's take another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open his locker.
Alright, So
Do you
it's
like watching
clearly
it?
something he removed.
Oh, look at that.
Huh? Nah, that's no White Claw.
Yeah, that didn't end up in the locker item. It was still on the floor. So it wasn't the glove.
I'm expecting like here.
Is that a skull bowl? Like up there?
Huh?
Look
Oh,
at that.
it's a paint can.
It's a paint can.
Oh, it looks like a skull.
He does fucking slash him in the fucking face.
He looks like Rock Lee. He's got the eyebrows. Rock Lee did not come up well.
Weighted training armor.
Don't make me remove my ankle bracelets, weights.
Like, is it this? Is it because
the
the
blood?
jacket was bloody?
I think so. That makes sense.
Oh.
Music cutout seems good. So for some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know for what end, or to what end, yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my job. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged into you. When you asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
A bloody white coat.
You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your own locker.
You know what I just realized? This is predicated on the fact that everyone in this game wears the same outfit every day.
That is, well, yeah.
Like, it's implausible, like, oh yeah, no, Jake was just wearing a white coat and a different hat that day. Like, no, that's Goodman's thing. Only
That
he
is
can do that.
Goodman's outfit. That's his uniform.
He must wear it. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth?
Looks like an underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. Lone Star Finger.
Lone Star Finger.
2 years ago. You were only half as persistent then as you are today. We all wouldn't have had to be here now, would we?
Oh. Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it.
Alright. Seems the time has come.
It's really weird that he had a breakdown animation not at the end of his testimony.
I mean, so did
Yeah.
fucking Solid.
Did he? Well, no, he kept breaking down, didn't he?
He broke down twice.
Yeah, well, once in the middle and once at the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's, well, yeah, okay. Given what you're, okay, yeah, you are correct.
I mean, maybe he'll break down again? I had to do it that day. I just couldn't stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. And managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15.
So the supposed victim was really you.
But there's one more thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be?
Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he is the donor. Struck an artery, several of them.
That's
Actually,
a lot.
there's like
I was about to say, that's a lot of blood, dude.
he cut himself 16 times. After I knocked him out, he grabbed the knife from me unconscious and kept cutting himself in the hand. It was really disturbing.
Oh, God.
Horrifying, really.
When you say it, you mean...
Do you even have to ask, partner?
Yes, the Sline incident.
The 2 years ago have passed since that case was closed.
Do you want to try that again, or are you good?
7 years ago have passed. It was going to completely end with the transfer of that day.
Not if I have anything to do with it.
Oh, my eyeballs. Ugh, okay.
That instant's not over. Lone Star Finger.
Lone Star Finger! But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room?
When the case is closed, only the case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone has to say, partner. That case is mine.
Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? I mean, we know this. Or at least I do.
That day was my last chance, that's why.
We're trying to prove a contradiction here?
Are we?
Question.
Or maybe you're just trying to get more information. That's what pressing is.
No, Edgeworth pointed out, we're trying to find out why there was so much blood. But I guess I would just press information, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to get through this quick. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman?
Tried to make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfer. I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere.
So you did it to fool the security camera.
Brand the detective's ID card.
I stole that the morning of the incident.
So that really was why Goodman started filing out the lost item report.
I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot safely where no attorney could take it.
The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. Oh yeah, because he was investigating, right?
Definitely no defense attorney went to go take it, I'm sure.
So, essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight.
What do you mean, partner?
I mean the fingerprint. Activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints.
That's a good point, because he didn't know that, so someone else had to set that up for him.
Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself.
But he could because a rubber glove just so happened to be stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall.
So I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out with my Lone Star
Pulled
Finger.
a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off. They both say that knife that he
Let's
always
just say I
has.
was a little surprised. I only planned on being the evidence for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time.
Officer Meekins certainly is a 1 in a million type person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID.
I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year.
Oh. When did Edward get so much influence? He's a high prosecutor, dude.
Anyway, he threw himself at me and ended up cutting him slightly. Sorry to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything with my Lone Star Finger and my Lone Star knife.
By the way, what happened? What happened to your knife?
Oh, you mean this one?
I don't know what to say.
So you knocked Officer Meekins out and...
So you did your research beforehand.
Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. Grorks get you. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. Security tape is raced every 6 hours. If all gone to plan, no footage would have been left.
However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins.
If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there.
What was Officer Meekins doing during that time?
What else? He was sleeping like a baby.
So what you're saying is on that day...
But the blood found at the scene of the crime indicates a crime took place.
What, are you blind? The victim shown on the tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner.
So you stole the evidence from the locker?
Actually, no, I didn't.
Why not?
I love crime. When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence?
It's still missing, Your Honor.
What evidence was it? Was it the vase?
It was a bunch of files that some attorney definitely didn't take.
Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing?
Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Fire away. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer.
Why'd you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer, that's no small offense. This is, whatever.
Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't be forgiven with a simple cut in salary.
Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution.
Like I said, this isn't your case. This one's mine, Lone Starfinger, and I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with.
The witness has an unusual amount of zeal here more.
Can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why?
I mean, I do. That case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room.
Joe Dock was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence.
I remember the Joe Dock case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't remember.
I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. But there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at the trial. Something no one will talk about, Starfinger.
What happened?
You mean when Von Karma entered the room, started floating, and everybody's soul got sucked out of their body?
No, that was pretty
sure
par
that
for the
wasn't
course.
the Blue Badger?
That was pretty normal. That happens about once every 2 trials back then. I don't know.
Once every 2 trials.
Fucking Von Karma's phylactery is overflowing with youthful souls. Oh my god.
I'm so powerful!
And then Old Bag walks in and goes, "Give me that!" And she takes his fucking phylactery.
No! My powers! My wound is opening up! Edgeworth!
I don't know what you're talking about.
Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related to the case, some way to that case. I better take another look at the files. I don't need to, I already know.
Alright, well now you know what to contradict.
Yay. It's so
Or
weird. It's not a contradiction, we're just talking. It's so weird.
Because of this.
Objection.
Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident.
Sounds like you've been sipping helium, partner.
No, I have the SL9 incident file right here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man?
Neil Marshall?
That's not what it said.
Yeah. I'm sure you've heard that name. It's literally right there in the bottom left of me, with my name tag.
Neil Marshall?
2 years ago.
Oh.
He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got.
What? A prosecutor?
He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award.
Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did.
But then he was murdered!
That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands, Lone Starfinger.
But what's his relation to you?
Lone Starfinger. He was my brother. He was investigating the murders of Damon Gant, the then
Deputy Chief of Police. Oh, there
Oh,
it is!
That's who it is.
Fourth man!
This is the Arby's we gotta go to. So the group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We went to the best fast food restaurants every week. Angel Star placed the orders, and we picked them up. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. He was murdering people at these fast food restaurants.
Oh, Jesus.
Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed.
I'm Joe Dark. I'm going to kill you with my little knife.
I'm Joe Dark.
He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least, according to the public records.
What do you mean?
My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beat him in a fight. He was so powerful.
That's his argument, is like, my brother was the best fighter I ever known.
And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions?
My brother could freeze time for several seconds. There's more to my brother's death that no matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me, Lone Starfinger.
My brother could stop time for several seconds. Didn't you already try to give fucking the world to Edgeworth?
Yeah, but that didn't stick.
At least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime.
I mean, Adrian, I know what you're trying to do, but just like, if you're gonna give him a stand, just say that he has the ability to manifest a gun in his hand, and then he's just fucking Emperor, which is already a cowboy stand user.
But that's
I only know 2 stands from that show, to be honest.
That's why I'm saying just use that one. It makes more sense.
That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened.
Not sad. Oh.
Not
Sorry.
satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence.
God, we're so close.
Almost took your line there.
Disguising
Apologize.
himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled.
Why didn't you say Meekins in the high-pitched voice? There's other officers. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. Yes, that's how I say it, mystery.
Mystery,
No murder
open up
took
Google.
place at the police department that day.
It's like Seer, but only for prosecutors. Mystery. Fetch Gumshoe.
Who killed this?
The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. What?
Chance? It's gotta be more than just that.
So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder at the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one, and this whole day has been wasted.
Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.
But wait! There's more! A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial.
Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. Don't you get this?
But...
No. There's only one real reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. I
We're
can't say
struggling
that.
today.
Saba's breaking down. She is falling apart like a sandcastle.
I mean, we're also over time.
I know, I just want to... I feel like we're so close.
Why am I not getting overtime pay for this?
No one's getting paid at all. I'm not
You're
getting
getting-
paid.
You guys are getting paid?
Paid?
No, no one is!
All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable.
What the fuck?
If you have a response, make it a single word or less.
Objection.
No.
No, objection! Bitch!
Yar!
Bitch, her 5 minutes doesn't make any
rest
sense!
my case!
Phoenix like, yar!
It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There is no room for doubt.
Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time. disproving the alleged murder at the police department.
Buck, there's no doubt that what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on security tape is really fake, but I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty.
Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Who's gonna object? There we go.
Oh!
Oh,
Oh,
my
okay.
God.
Your Honor, my sister couldn't have done it!
Your Honor, wait.
We're so close, come on.
We're already
Emma.
5 minutes past.
Bitch, we're so close, I can feel it!
The defense has an objection, a scientific objection, right?
What do you mean, right?
I mean, that's your name.
Right. Are you this girl's guardian?
Your Honor,
Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please.
Edgeworth is like, who the fuck are you?
I don't want to leave any loose ends, even though I don't know who you are. If you want a minute, I'll give you 3.
Oh! Oh my god, is this a testimony? Oh.
It is.
I
Doesn't look like
I
it.
was kind of in shock. Do we want to continue? Okay. I mean,
Let's
finding
fucking...
out the SL9.
I thought we were about to hit a continue.
Nope.
Do you want me to tell you how
Rejection.
close we were?
How close?
We were 2 presentations away, but not a testimony.
Oh, you mean so like during this thing that she says we have 2 presentations to do?
Yes.
Okay. Alright.
Which is a
We're done.
sizable chunk. Alright,
Good
well,
night, everyone.
Good night,
Glad we,
everybody.
Good
I,
Yes,
my brain
good
was
night.
fried, but I'll double check for lore established later on.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Later.
Alright.
Good night. Oh, whoever the 409 person is in chat, the Phoenix Wright Trilogy adds a 5th case to the first game. Apparently, it helps establish like a connection between the first game and the third game, or the first game and the second game. So there you go. Anyway, have a good night.